Spoiler warning, this video contains major spoilers for the ending of Black Ops 6 Zombies. You have been warned. Hey everyone, Flamer here. The Black Ops 6 Zombie storyline has officially wrapped up with the Reckoning map, and the community is split right down the middle. Some people think the ending is an emotional fitting setting for the future, while others believe it's just a flashy tease to sell Black Ops 7. But after looking closely, I think it's much more than that. It's a smart narrative bridge that ties the past, present and future of zombies together. Let's quickly break down what happens. In the final mission you get to choose between two optional boss fights. 1. Side with Richtofen to destroy S.A.M and not giving her a chance at living and help him reunite with his family. Side with S.A.M so she can become fully human, even if it means betraying Richtofen and sacrificing his final chance to see his family. Whichever path you take, you get a good ending for that faction. But then the twist hits. As the ex-Requiem team approaches the Sentinel artifact, 4 orbs appear and trap them inside. Suddenly, they're transported into a shadowy, corrupted version of Janus Towers. Out of the darkness, 4 mysterious figures step forward, and they look exactly like the Primus crew. They greet us with a
"Welcome to the party."
and that's where it cuts. But what would you say if I'd show you that this ending is a perfect way to continue the story and still not be a plot retconning as you'd think? Going back to where it all started, or ended, in Black Ops 4 Tag der Toten, it sets the stage for the Victus crew to help out Nikolai Belensky in a quest to stop the never-ending zombie waves. For this, we require the elemental shard that we got inside of Alpha Omega and use that to form the Agarthan device, or the Seal of Duality, which is capable of manifesting the will of the user into reality and resolving the duality between the Keepers and the Apothicons. At the end of Tag der Toten, Nikolai, with the help of the undead Ultimus Richtofen, tricks the Primus and Ultimus crew into drinking a poisoned beverage, ultimately killing off their former comrades. For as we know, what he saw in the crematorium revealed that all will end once they are gone. As Nikolai and Richtofen remain, they place the summoning key atop the Agarthan device, shattering the summoning key, and watches as the multiverse fades away, banishing everything into the dark ether. Allowing himself to also not survive, Nikolai shoots Richtofen and gives a revolver to young Samantha Maxis to shoot him so that she and young Eddie can live in a new universe together outside of the Aether and Element 115. Nikolai said it himself. Everything gets banished to the dark ether, as we see with Victus and the location of the previous Zombies maps. The Seal of Duality, which is capable of manifesting the will of the user into reality, which for Nikolai was a new universe where both Primus and Ultimus don't exist, and for the kids to live happy without the meddling of the Keepers and the Apothicons. At the end, we see that universe fade away into the dark ether, with a galaxy-like map disappearing. And what shows up at the end from the Sentinel artifact in Black Ops 6? That same galaxy-like object. My theory is that the remnants of the Seal of Duality get turned into the Sentinel artifact in this game. With the help of Prima Materia, you can fulfill one wish of either S.A.M or Richtofen, manifesting the will of the user into reality. But for that to happen, you have to sacrifice something, like her crew that gets taken down to the Dark Ether. The Dark Ether itself is basically the zombies version of Marvel's Void from Loki. A dumping ground for timelines, characters and places erased from the main universe. It's a twisted pocket dimension where survival is the only rule. That's why Maxis in Firebase Sea found so many relics there. Takio's katana, Nikolai's goggles, Dr. Monty's scarf. The old Primus and Ultimus crews, they are dead. They are not coming back. But the 4 figures at the end are in those originals. They're alternate versions filled from failed timelines or universes. But the crew that we see at the end is a new crew who has seen the horrors and mysteries the Dark Ether had to offer. They literally have been banished to the Dark Ether from their own little dimension and found each other. In the Dark Ether ending, the new crew appears to be alternate timeline versions of familiar characters. Richtofen here resembles a World War I fighter pilot, possibly inspired by the real Red Baron, Manfred von Richthofen. This could be a version lost in an aerial battle over Origins, as seen by planes going in and out of portals above that map. Also, this could be tying into one Black Ops 6 picture of Eddie, where he enlisted into the US Air Force as a pilot, being called the Blue Baron. Takeo here looks like a samurai from Japan's Sengoku or Edo period, possibly even being a Ronin, a masterless warrior wandering the Dark Aether. We know from Zetsubo that Takeo got betrayed by the Emperor after being an envoy of him, and gotten experimented upon. This Takeo could be a version that failed to protect his daimyo or emperor, and is forced to wander the lands of the Dark Aether as a punishment. Nikolai seems like an older Primus version, maybe one who failed to close the multiverse and was trapped inside of an endless cycle, forced to repeat it over and over again, failing in the process every single time. Dempsey here appears to be like a younger Marine, potentially from a World War II timeline where his side lost and he was captured. Looking back at that event in World at War, we had the Battle of Pelulu, so this could be an outcome where they lost the Battle of Pelulu. These characters suggest the Dark Aether is pulling in broken, displaced version of heroes from across the multiverse. Janus Towers may serve as a gateway into this realm, linked to Liberty Falls experiments, while the mysterious Shadow Smiths, possibly evolved keepers or apothecants, could be orchestrating deadly trials for their own purposes. I mean, they kinda look like the Shadow Man in sort of way, so it could be possible that they do this. And if rumors are true, we might even get to play as both our ex-Requiem team and this new dimension. Same trials, different loadout. Something like a carry forward could hint towards. With the possibility of revisiting the Black Ops 6 zombie maps, but this time in the Dark Aether in darker, more distorted forms. Basically like a Zombie Chronicles type ordeal. A Transit remake also seems more possible than ever, with added intel hinting at more locations to explore. To me, Black Ops 6 isn't just dangling keys in front of us. It's laying the groundwork for a bold Black Ops 7 story, one where the Dark Aether becomes a multiversal battleground, and the only way to escape is through cooperation, sacrifice, and survival against the impossible odds. If you enjoyed this breakdown and theory, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dive zombies content. And this is Flamer, signing off. Have a great day, evening, or night!